Hey guys, welcome back to So by Ray. I'm your girl Ray, and this is my YouTube channel, Big. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your post notifications so that you can be notified every single time I post. Don't forget to follow me on my social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch are linked down below in the description box. So, let's get into it. We watching The Vampire Diaries Season 6, Episode 4. And yeah, let's go.
How's this pile of crap gonna get us out of here?
I'll explain as soon as you tell me what you did on May 10th, 1994.
What difference does it make?
Put it this way. Bonnie's magic is one part of the equation. My as yet undisclosed knowledge is the other, which means you would be hitching a ride home for free. I just want to know if you deserve to come along.
Or I could just torture you until you say something useful.
If you torture me, I'll get mad, and then I won't want to help you. What kind of person needs to have that explained to them?
Play nice.
Stop trying to impress a new guy.
Why don't you just tell him your story?
Maybe because I don't want to talk about the worst thing I ever did, Bonnie.
Ooh. Now I'm listening.
Trying to turn over a new leaf.
I heard your message. I also heard you sent Lexi some flowers. 17 years after you left her to burn to death on a rooftop.
Well,
It's a little late, but I see you're trying to make amends. I just want to know why.
well, I can tell you this, Stefan. I'm tired of tearing up New York City, and maybe it's the partying, maybe it's my conscience.
Well, I believe that would require one.
And then I had this moment of clarity, and I said, wouldn't it be great if I just woke up in my own bed, could have a fresh start?
You must be Damon.
Damon, this is Zach Salvatore. He owns a house now. He knows the family history, and I told him if you got out of line, I'd take care of you myself.
Why are you always expecting the worst out of me, Stefan?
Oh, I don't. Otherwise, I wouldn't allow this.
Come on in, Damon.
Thanks.
You ready to start over?
Hell yeah.
Let me guess, starting over didn't go so well for Damon. Because things don't usually go well for Damon. So, I'm sure he did some incredibly horrible shit.
You do not have to worry about me. It's not like I haven't done this before. I have a system.
Show me. Prove to me that your system works. If I believe that you actually are happy, then I'll let you go. But if I don't buy it, which I probably won't, I will keep harassing you until you come home. And I'm talking about like Enzo-sized harassment. Deal?
Sure.
What do we have here?
This is Jeremy Gilbert. He is a little...
Underage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
I was hoping you could give him one of those rapid rehydration hangover cure type things.
Oh, yeah, you mean the ones we reserve for professional athletes and starving children in third world countries? Yeah, I think we'll start with a full workup. Physical, blood, toxicology.
Yeah, why don't you throw in a STD screening while you're at it?
Really?
Yeah.
Down the hall to the right. Do I want to know?
It's just another day in the life of an occult studies professor.
Well, if that entails supervising drunk morons, then you and I have a lot more in common than I thought.
I'm really happy that Rick is back. Because I feel like he's one of the ones who died really early on, and he deserves to get a new, like, start at life. So he deserves that. So I'm just glad that he got to come back in all of this.
I need to be entertained while I work. Hell story, please.
Remind me not to kill him.
Maybe telling him your story will take your mind off of it.
Whose side do you want?
The side where we get to go home to the people we love.
Fine.
Even her aura, her vibe is different when she got magic. Like, you could tell she just feel... She's already that bitch without it. Don't get me wrong. Bonnie's been that bitch for a long time. But with it, my sister girl is feeling the vibe. She's like, I could kill you if I wanted to. Like, I'm that bitch. Like, don't forget.
Let me guess. You killed the pregnant woman.
Shut up, Kai. You weren't listening.
I was listening in my sleep. You were hanging out with your distant nephew, Zach, who you called Uncle Zach, because that's not confusing. Plus, pregnant lady Gail, who had a big bullseye in her chest. Got it.
Tell me you didn't kill a pregnant woman.
Well, that's totally what happened. Why else would today be his personal hell? Oh, here we go.
The only reason you're alive right now is because I thought you could get us out of here and you could help us. But you don't have any answers. You're just a man-child with jam on your fingers.
Okay. To get home,
We'll harness the power of the eclipse using a mystical relic. It's called an Ascendant, and it looks like this, Damon.
The last time we had it was in the Pacific Northwest. Oregon.
Wait.
It belonged to my family. So, here's a little blood to get you started. Now all we need is a locator spell to pinpoint its whereabouts.
Think you can find our ticket out of here, Bonbon?
Hell yeah.
Period.
Ah, okay, so no vampire privileges, no baggage, nothing from our old lives whatsoever, huh? What's this?
You got me there. See, Damon isn't around to call it a granny mobile, so...
Yeah, your brother really did love to torture people with nicknames. And just plain torture people.
It's one way to put it.
So your system for moving on requires both burning bridges and a dead-end job.
We haven't even gotten to the fun part.
Paying your utilities?
No. Deciding who you want to be for the next 30 years. You want to be an astronaut? You want to be an Olympic athlete? You want to skip med school? Boom! You're a doctor. Go ahead, challenge me. I'll show you how it's done.
All right, let's see what you got.
What about you? Former party animal?
Oh, yeah. I used to get kicked out of the library all the time, you know, because it was closing.
Right. Head in the Wiccan Bible? Okay, one more piece of professional advice. When a successful, sexy, only moderately insecure doctor is flirting with you, give her your undivided attention.
His urges for blood are stronger then, right? Because technically, he's like the all-powerful vampire and shit. Would he be more powerful than an original? That's the question.
Fesmatos sebam, nasex viras, secretus sanguinum. It doesn't feel right. Maybe I need a bigger map.
Maybe you're just out of practice and you suck at magic now.
Ignore him, Bonnie.
Negative Nancy.
Hey, pretend he's a white noise machine. That's how I used to tune up my siblings. I grew up with a ton of little sisters and brothers, you know, all of them constantly yammering. But it taught me how to focus.
Easy there, big brother. She doesn't know you. At least buy her a drink.
So how does this thing help us watch the eclipse?
You put it in between you and the thing that's too hot to look at. It works.
My husband would get a kick out of you.
Yeah?
We should invite you over to dinner sometime.
Damon, what did you do to Gail?
Is everything okay?
Looks like the jig is up. Hey, look at me. Go home. Forget you ever met us. Hey.
How the hell did you feed on Gail? She's on vervain.
Yeah, in her coffee. I swapped it out last week. Same for Zach.
Damn, these people are my friends. Zach is family. They trust me.
And they'll trust us both. Look, I'm only feeding inside the house, right? Snatch, eat, erase. It's all completely functional, Stefan. I told you, it's a new start.
Dickhead. Dickhead. I hope he did not kill a pregnant woman, because that is crazy. Even for Damon. Like, that's wild.
Secretus sanguinum.
The blood's moving towards Virginia. That can't be right.
The spell's working. It's showing me Mystic Falls. It feels so... close. It's right here.
Very good.
That's the Ascendant.
The one and only.
Thanks for the mind games, jackass.
It was just another little test to make sure Bonnie's magic was precise enough for the spell. I do believe you're ready. Pack your bags. We're going home.
Then all we gotta do when we get home is try to reverse the magic. But you know, one step at a time.
Come on, man, let's just hit the road, you and me. Huh? I'll let you drive my car, I'll get you off this vegan diet. Teach you how to feed again. Be great, Steph. Huh? What do you say? Come on! Trust me!
Yeah, no, I can imagine a road trip with you. I can imagine you feeding on innocent people and leaving a trail of bodies behind. I can imagine you making me drink human blood and laughing at me while I suffer.
Way to be an optimist, Stefan.
Just looking at the facts, Damon. 1912, you convinced me to drink human blood again, which is why I became a Ripper. In 1942, you almost pushed me off the rails again because you were so damn needy. 1977, you left my best friend to die after I sent her to come help you. And now, I'm finally happy. I have a new life, I'm doing well, and you just can't handle that, can you, Damon?
I'm not trying to screw up your dumb new life.
You don't have to try, Damon. All you have to do is exist. Because no matter what I do or where I go, you will be with me forever, trying to destroy every single thing that I built.
This is wild to me. Like, that's... Oof. I get where Stefan is coming from, because the stuff he's saying is true, it's facts, but still, it's wild to say it.
Hey, what's up with the nature walk?
I used the Ascendant to figure out where we need to be standing during the eclipse.
Great. Let's do some magic. Get the hell out of here.
Oregon.
What?
Read this paper like 1,000 times. There's something in it about Oregon.
What about it?
You know, Kai said he had all those brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Family massacred in Portland. The only one missing was the oldest boy, 22-year-old named Malachi.
Who names a kid Malachi? It's like they expected me to be evil.
All these kids were murdered.
Hello? Not everyone died. I had a soft spot for one of my sisters. So otherwise, I would have cut her lungs out, and not just her spleen.
What?
You can survive without a spleen.
Something tells me you're not speaking hypothetically.
Look, well, these two...
He killed all his brothers and sisters? This nigga is nuts. This nigga is crazy.
I hung off a stairwell railing. Then I put a hunting knife in her abdomen. And him, I drowned in the pool. But he kept fighting me, and I was like, I saved you for last, you ungrateful little... Anyway, that was that.
You just killed your whole family?
Coven, to be precise. Oh, you know, a family of witches.
Been making her jump through hoops and you're a witch?
Sort of, yeah. No powers, obviously. Oh, and of course, Gemini Coven did not take it too well when they heard what I did in Portland. That's why they banished me here.
This place is a prison. They created it for you.
Yep. This isn't your hell, Damon. It's mine.
That's bad.
I am trying to help you pull yourself together, Jeremy. Now, what is your problem?
My problem is that everyone thinks that I shouldn't have one. I have the right to be messed up right now. Bonnie is dead. She knew it was gonna happen, and she said goodbye over the phone.
Wow,
just so you...
Keep going, so what? So that I could come back to life, right?
You, Elena, Stefan, Tyler, Enzo. She saved everybody but herself.
Listen, Jeremy, you want to talk about resentment, huh? Is that it? My wife ran away because she would rather be a vampire than be married to me.
Wow.
Come to find out, it was Damon who turned her. And then she died. And then Jenna, she died. And then I died. And then the guy who killed my wife died. And I actually kind of miss him. And now I can't even talk to a girl without fantasizing about tearing into her neck. I mean, Jeremy, I have resentment for years. Years! I get it, okay? But I find a way to keep going because that's what we do. We find a way to keep going. Okay?
I feel Jeremy though. The way that Bonnie went was wild as shit. Because she knew it was gonna happen. And she refused to tell him. So like that is wild to me. However, Alar, pretty much he's saying that they all done been through some shit. And we need to all get over it. So that we can move on and live normal lives. Like
Notice you weren't celebrating my engagement. How come?
Hard to be happy for the guy who put my brother in the hospital.
Oh, right, okay. Hey, remind me, which guy was it? Broken nose or fractured arm? I was kind of drunk. Still waiting for the congrats on my engagement. I'm really happy for you. Yeah. That all you got?
Come on, man, hit me. Come on.
Somebody beat him up.
Are you freaking enjoying this? You sick freak!
Go home, clean up, and forget this ever happened. What the hell are you doing?
We're not letting Kai out of here.
Stefan is going crazy.
I want my ring back, Stefan. Attaboy.
I'm never gonna be rid of you, am I?
No. No, you're not. Because in 1912, I showed you who you were, Stefan. In 1942, I gave you your freedom. And in 1977, I almost killed your best friend because it should have been you there to help me, Stefan. You owe me. It'll take you an eternity to pay me back. An eternity of misery, brother. Just like I promised.
You know, for some reason, I just thought, like, even there was some shit that even Damon wouldn't do. That's wild as shit. Killing a pregnant woman is so wild. It's so wild. Why couldn't it be Zach? Like, that's wild.
So what'd you tell the sheriff about Jay?
Just what I saw. Tons of blood. Probably mountain lion.
Just another animal attack, huh?
You sound doubtful.
This is gonna sound weird, but last night Jay told me that he was tracking a vampire. I mean, that's crazy, right?
I'm gonna show you something.
What happened with that guy?
Told you I have a system.
Letting somebody kick your ass so that you can feel.
You're the last person who should be lecturing me on coping mechanisms.
You're not alone in your grief, Stefan. I lost Bonnie when you lost Damon, but I fought through it.
Yeah? All by yourself?
Yes.
That's what, okay, so I'm thinking that right now he's about to tell her about how, you know, she done compel herself to forget Damon, and that's gonna fuck up her whole little thing she got going on here. But, I mean, I guess she can't really say anything. Everybody's finding their way to cope, is what it is. And so she can't really judge Stefan on how he did his, because look at how she did hers. So
how can I possibly love Damon?
Believe me, I asked myself that for a very long time. Then eventually I saw it. Damon inspired you. He pushed you to own the darkest parts of yourself. And when you died, he was the only one that can make you feel alive again, and you made him feel human. You love Damon for the same reasons that I love Damon. Because in spite of every single thing that he did, we couldn't live without him. Now, you don't have to, but I do. So, I'm gonna do it my way. You do it yours.
I knew that was dumb. Like, somebody was gonna tell her eventually. This was a bad idea.
And I realized that my wife didn't die in a car accident. She was murdered, drained of her blood right in front of me, and the killer made me believe I was responsible. Now, to find out what kind of monster could do all that. Vampires. They are real. And one murdered my wife. But this is the one who murdered Jay. And I'm gonna get him to name all his vampire buddies, starting with the one who bit your friend, Sarah.
This is ghetto.
My mom was a Jane Doe. Her body was still warm when they dumped it at the hospital, 6 months pregnant. The nurses thought I was DOA too. But one doctor did an emergency C-section and I survived. I lived 3 months in an incubator. They didn't know who my dad was. And neither did I, but then I found this.
Your dad is Zach Salvatore.
Dear me, if you're reading this, then somebody spilled the beans about your selective memory loss. My money's on Caroline. Yes, you loved Damon. You loved him with a passion that consumed you. And then when Damon died, the void he filled was too deep, too dark. Facing an eternity without your soulmate, you went off the deep end. You turned into someone that you weren't. A monster. A lark can restore your lost memories. All you have to do is ask. But I hope that you don't. I tried it the other way, and I didn't see an end to the pain. I want you to rediscover yourself in the absence of the one who defined you. If you feel any hope for the future at all, then you're already better off. You've been given a chance to start over. I want you to take it. I want you to be happy.
So I'm wondering, when Damon does come back, what is her plan from there? Like, will she then get the memories back because Damon is back? Like, what does that look like? I'm curious.
We can still get out of here, Bonnie. We can just steal that descendant contraption, find out what Kai knows. We'll ditch him. He doesn't have any powers anyway.
Actually, it's not that simple.
You gotta stop doing that. It's creepy.
Here's the thing. I have a peculiar effect on magic. I can't generate it myself, but I can consume it from others. Temporarily. Family called me an abomination. That hurt my feelings.
Okay. Get it.
This is beyond me. Hopefully, if he's gonna stick around, we grow to like this man a little more. He becomes less of an asshole, but...
You can see why my coven and I didn't get along.
I smell an ultimatum.
If I consume all of Bonnie's magic, I'm just gonna end up killing her.
But if we work together, we can all go home as friends. Or I can devour her magic, kill you both, and go home alone. What's it gonna be?
This is a lie.
Hello?
Ivy.
Stefan, I don't feel so good. Your friend Enzo made me drink his blood, and now I'm just so thirsty.
Okay, wasn't expecting that turn of events, but this show is a lot, y'all. Good night.